咩事啊？
唔知你有冇興趣嚟我屋企做總教頭？
冇興趣。
但
Let's go. Mr. 718, Breeze Omega, Does Manzine. I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time, but they love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time, but they love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time, but they love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind.
Money is an issue, yeah. Money makes success, yeah. I look like the Don, your boy is the best fresh. I'm best kept fresh when I'm rapping Saran. Off the coast of Brazil, 30 for catamaran. Skeletor and He-Man, man and on the beast man. Battle like Elvis for grams, out of Graceland. I'ma eat it all, give me my cake and my ice sands. Before I take a bite at your ears like Mike Tyson.
We eat the game up, toss it down like couscous. We hit the block up, leave the strip loose, dude. It ain't nothing, go ahead and keep the loose change. Me and my mens, we all know to do things. We stay fly with kicks, so call us Luke Kane. With money on our mind, I'm on my grind to cop a new range. And I'm smart with the bricks like I got 2 brains. And I'm smart with the women, I got a few things. I stay on the grind, with money on my mind. I'm pushing weight in and out of state, and I'm in my prime. I'm in my prime, come and go at the drop of a dime. I've been there and done that, and now I ain't wasting my time. I push your wig back like I was cutting your hair blind. Ain't no way to stop my money flow, you must be out your mind. I spit crack, so I'm not looking for a damn supplier. Ask about me in the streets, they say I got that money on my mind. I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time. But y'all love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time. But y'all love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind. I can't think of nothing but money and on the grind. And I wear 2 chains like the way you shine. I'm a beast with these rhymes. I spit it like it's a crime. I got locked up. These faggots dropping down. Keep your money on your mind and your mind on your grind, and don't get it twisted, I'm rocking real shines. When you see me in the street, they say, damn, he ain't lying. I'ma spit it, I'ma get it to the day that I die.
My mind's my money, yeah, my money's my mind. On the late night, my 2-step, I'm out on the grind, yeah. Money's necessary if a brother want shine. If you don't want dime, then be at the bar.
We got Christina Aguilera, come get your 2 scoops. Different color gems around the neck like Fruit Loops. You can't stoop to my level, I'm on the rooftop, and if I drive in the coupe, best believe I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time, but y'all love me, love me, love me. I got money on my mind, I'm always on my grind, and I'm never late when I'm bringing the weight, and I know they gon' hate, cause I'm always on time, but y'all love me, love me, love me.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is. Breeze Omega.
Check it. I wrote this hopeless
Filled with the dominance.
Frappuccino flow. Yeah, you know who the codest is.
Filled with the dominance.
Grandma screaming bingo while we playing for the win. From the pachinko parlors back to where the plots begin. Five that cinco rocks round your head, we see the dots. Movement mechanical, dancing like in casino box. New Jack City vibes, watching how that Nino plots. He ain't a gangster, he just knows the local spots. But now he's singing to the feds, talking to the cops, chasing after clout. Why? Is that how you get your props? Now you're locked away, someone else took your slot. That ain't a circle, it's a pit where the bodies rot. I wrote this hopeless, filled with the dopiness, Frappuccino flow, yeah. You know who the POTUS is. Grandma screaming bingo while we playing for the win. From the pachinko parlors back to where the plots begin. Yeah, I wrote this hopeless. Immerse you in the heat, dead in the desert sand. That's what the thirst do when you're in a lonely land. Scale walls, iron talents, now they can't hurt you. Cause you've been through the fire, you know what that hurt do. Popping the perk, stop, tell me what's the worth, dude. I'm mapping out the earth, longitude and latitude. Dungeon explorer, checking all your attributes. Can you form a strategy, build up a battle group? You ain't ready for war. Survive any and all when they come to battle you. Or run to the forest like the frightened tattle do. You were afraid, that's why the rhythm scattered you. Boom, boom, boom. Now the legend splattered too. Clear the street, but you survived the hit, so I'm not mad at you. I respect you. You brought the intellect, just like you had to do. Death before dishonor, that's why I clapped at you. Weapon with the body, and the residue. Words are illegible, the beat stock's incredible. Living through the detox, healing in the medical. I'm glad you made it back, glad you made it home. We're finally all grown, seeds planted in the stone. Yeah. FB. Breeze will make up.
Yeah. FBA. Breeze Omega. You focused on the old me. Watch this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm different, but y'all focused on the old me. The Laker dynasty, the Shaq and the Kobe. Perpetual oyster, yeah, that's the rollie. You riding waves, chasing dicks like Moby. Yeah, I'm in the dark, sounding like a shinobi. Yeah, in your heart, I'm the one that you know, G. Filler packs and the scats with the OGs. Built it on a pillar, not a funeral pie. Breathe, scat pack screaming, on par on the tide. You should've seen the truth straight through the wire. No country for old men, no one's gonna hire. You feeling the sweat, wet with the spire. Yeah. Truth teller, but they calling me a liar. Foundational black walking straight through the fire. I see the snakes, I see them shed skin. They're banging on the gates of hell, let them in. Tears of a clown, but I'm still smiling. Volume at a 10 while the world stays silent. Go ahead, let him spit words like Letterman. Foundational black, call me a veteran. Banging on the doors of hell, let him in. I seen the snakes, I seen them shed skin. Try to get close like they next to kin, but they messy with the games they playing. Burrito styles, I'm only one of many. Needles child, and I ain't falling for a penny. Keeping down, but it's so proud. They hate the black, cause we so loud. So I turn up the volume, Percocet, Oxy, Valium. Tears of a clown, keep the smile in the stadium. Blame it on my phone while you keep asking. I'm a king in the dark, y'all just acting. Oh. Truth teller, but they calling me a liar. Foundational black, walking straight through the fire. I see the snakes, I see them shed skin. They're banging on the gates to hell, let them in. Tears of a clown, but I'm still smiling. Volume at a 10 while the world stays silent. But they calling me a liar. Foundational black, walking straight through the fire. I see the snakes, I see them shed skin. They're banging on the gates of hell, let them in. Tears of a clown, but I'm still smiling. Volume at a 10, world stay silent.
Fall into the atmosphere. Breeze will make a let's go.
I'm sitting here weightless, light years from the basic. Up by the moon, spaceship parked in the matrix. Time shifting, facelift, watching how the fate was trapped in the atmosphere. No atlas to lift the sphere, then I woke. Falling through the atmosphere. Yeah.
Falling through the atmosphere. Falling through the atmosphere.
She didn't understand the mental. The visual was blurry. I'm leaning, I'm seeing central. Perception, distance is growing. I'm cosmic curry. Don't worry, the vision is blurry. The jury is out on the flurry. The sin and act, it's like you don't know me no more. The vibe is for sure pure, like the bond between Bach and the fainting Shakur. That's matriarch energy. I'm bleeding out empathy. You screaming, you don't like it. Well, the pressure is a gift. I'm in the zone now. Watch how the tectonic plates shift. Truth teller, no capping. Keep the record near. Look in my eyes. I'm the captain. The message is clear. I'm alone in this vacuum. Whoa, hard cold as the air, trapped in the atmosphere, anywhere. I'm sitting here weightless, light years from the basic. Up by the moon, spaceship parked in the matrix. Time shifting, facelift, watching how the fate twist. Trapped in the atmosphere, no atlas to lift the sphere. Then I woke.
Falling through the atmosphere.
Thinking I could break stones, tectonic to make it home. Took a little bit of that just to leave the world alone. I fell in the zone, barbaric strength like Conan. Keep the snakes from the kids or whoever you boning. The theology is deep, but don't kill me, makes me stronger. The fall is eternal, felt the days getting longer. Couldn't tell the AM from the PM, the sun from the moon. Praying to the most high, get me out the tomb. Longevity, hoping I might hit the turf. Football, Jesus touchdown in the light. I'm in the clutch now, survive the rush now. Let's kick the atmosphere, the dust is settled now. I hear my seed screaming, Daddy, we glad you're here. But the dream is a meal. Then I woke, back to the plumbing. Back to the atmosphere. No atmosphere. Just me.
What it do, family? What's going on with y'all? Happy Friday. It's your boy Breeze, Omega, that's Breeze. Yes, sir. We are in here for the Friday flip. I haven't done a Friday flip in a while. Bitch, what? I haven't done one in a while. So hopefully we have a good one tonight. I hope y'all having a great one. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the Facebook family. We got them in here today. Hopefully more of them will pop in. I got to go over there and change my settings because it's got it where it's like private or some shit. I got to figure that shit out because I didn't set it. I keep all my shit on public over there. But you know, Facebook be doing their things. They say they got to protect people from me. What it do, cow dog? What it do, fresh always, young Riaz, everybody in the goddamn house. You know, one thing I want to say, I know this gonna make some motherfuckers mad. You know what I noticed? Even though I think Big Tigger, maybe a family is telling me that Big Tigger is a tether, but beyond that, notice how these people will protect the ain't shit bitch the same way they will protect criminal niggas on the street. They will omit and play like, oh, well, yeah, this ain't the type of kidnapping you think the kidnapping is. Nigga, the bitch still kidnapped somebody's child and they ain't seen the child in 7 years and nobody knows where the child is. But yet this media will put these, they always use a moist nigga. Whenever it's to talk shit about a black man, I don't care what color you are, whatever, they find a moist nigga that's going to sit here and he's going to do all the moist shit that they want him to do. He's going to talk about how this is all messy and this ain't real kidnapping. Niggas, I don't give a fuck what y'all consider real kidnapping. If a mother take the child and the father can't see the child and they disappear the child and she doesn't have sole custody and the child is spirited away and they don't see the child for goddamn 7 years and nobody knows the well-being of this child, what the fuck is wrong with you people today? The same way all you niggas out here supporting that scamming song. Fuck that scamming song. And Young Miami should be the only song you're gonna get is gonna be a damn scamming song. Regardless of whatever Puffy had going on over there with all that Vaseline and baby oil and shit, he still wasn't teaching niggas how to be scammers. See, that shows the influx of immigrants and that the music that they put out is geared towards immigrants. The people who you have out here are either probably got an immigrant background or hanging with a bunch of immigrants because all of this is immigrant culture. Scamming, scheming, stealing, and thieving, that's not a foundational black attribute. Not when I grew up. She should have taught him how to be like Bumbleclot. Because people even making fun of that video of her playing like Tigger did something to him when he's just trying to get his phone. And she's falling all over the floor and doing all this dramatic shit. Bitch, get off another person's possession. That phone belongs to somebody else. That's somebody else's possession. You have legal shit that you got to tag and check on your phone when you get in your fucking phone. How do not people don't see that that was a problem with her more than it was with Big Tigger? Now, maybe he went a little overboard trying to get his possession back, which a phone is considered a part of your person. Rather, a lot of you people don't know, legally, your phone is considered part of your person. Hence where we're going with this Nolan Wells shit tonight, about the phone being a part of your person. Y'all tell me this, how these Nabiscos had the brother's phone, but expect that he was going to get home on another person's boat. He don't got no phone. Even if you got home on another person's boat, you don't have a phone to call home to get a ride home. Remember what our mamas told us about relying on somebody else's goddamn ride. You better not be relying on somebody else's goodwill. And we're going to get into some of it because his mama went on Good Morning America. And the only reason I want y'all to know why they got his mama on there is because she's not a full Black American woman. I want y'all to know that. They don't put Black people on TV. You know what I mean? And I'm confused. Like, some people saying the sister is Filipino, saying I don't know. All I know is she looked like the sister Yoki Stirrup. If y'all know Big Booty, kind of got her look. I don't even know what the fuck Yoki Stirrup is. And like she's I'm with delineation. That's delineation. Like, yeah, we don't need to have a bunch of people in our mix because all that shit does is cause more confusion. So yeah, I'm fine. That's why I don't do the whole tether mix up, the whole tether roundup, and rolling around with all these tethers because it causes family. I know some of my family members who've been in relationships with tethers, and all the tethers stuck them in the back. I ain't gonna mention their names, but they know who they are. They know who they had these compromised relationships with, these men who were others, who were melanated other people. Y'all gonna have to come to terms with that. For me, I realize that all that shit is part of the system of white supremacy. It's meant to cause you craziness, delusion, to dilute your goddamn lineage, and all that stuff. It's all a trap, family. What that nigga said in Star Wars? It's a trap. It's a trap. That squid head nigga. That nigga said it's a trap. How many more of us gonna catch on to that? This shit has been a trap for our people, and we can't let other people be talking about involved. We'll get into it, because we're gonna get into the Nolan Wells situation. Remember, I said that dude on that train when them Proud Boys came on the train was a damn scared tether. Here he is saying how scared he was as a tether.
I would
This
be
is why
lying
we
if I
don't
could say I
need none of
wasn't
these
terrified.
people. We don't need
didn't know what their intentions. I didn't know what their motives. I didn't know what they were going to do when they got into the metro car. Honestly, I froze. I was heading towards Maryland to a 4th of July party. When I boarded the metro, the train was just full of people celebrating the 4th of July. There were families in red, white, and blue. There were teenagers. There were babies in strollers. So the atmosphere was great. At the next stop, that's when I noticed when the train was slowing down, a big herd of people in masks and sunglasses.
Look, he can't even say it. A big herd of white people.
Who are these folks? They're all masked up. I couldn't identify them.
You didn't know who the
kept
Proud
myself,
Boys
did not
was.
make eye contact, and really kind of kept my guard up. It made me feel a little bit better. I noticed that a photographer from Getty boarded along with them, but it also gave me some comfort that, if something happens, there's somebody here who has a camera. As a person of color, and being by myself, I was expecting
person of color,
what could happen.
So you chose to freeze up and be a scary nigga instead of looking
I wouldn't be able to
Nabiscos
identify
in
any
the
of them.
eye.
And that's where I found comfort really in the photographer being there. He had a camera, and was documenting if anything.
Yeah, somebody got a
I
camera to
remember the Getty
document me
photographer
getting my
taking a
ass
photo, and then I asked
by
him,
these
who
scary
are they?
Proud
He said they're
Boys.
from the Patriot Front, and I think that's when
I
it
don't
hit
know
me
what he is,
actually,
Michael.
that I
He's
was
Asian,
going through a
he
moment.
said.
As a
what to do, Project
Filipino
Leroy?
American gay man in this nation, it's always hard to be in a
Latino gay
situation that
man.
you're the only person.
There it is.
Especially in this case.
I should have known with
was
that
really
bandana
scary.
around his neck. He's
What
some
makes the
white
experience,
person's
I
pet.
think,
White
very
people
powerful was
put
because
bandanas
having on
around
4th
their
of July,
dog.
when we're celebrating America's
Look at
250th
him.
birthday, then I find myself in that situation.
You're
As the
scared.
president
You're
of the U.S. Catholic
moist.
Historical Society, it's very important for
Nigga,
us
get out of here. We
to
don't
make
need
people
you in our
understand that our
ilk.
democracy is fragile. It's delicate, and that it depends on all of us to understand not only our rights, but our responsibilities that comes with a democracy. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I think when we read that from the Declaration of Independence, it really does feel like a testament, but it's also a challenge for all of us. Throughout history, I think each generation has been fighting hard to make sure that everybody is treated equally. I'm hoping when they see my photo and the photo of that young African-American woman that they're reminded that the nation has always been divided, but we do need to believe the promise of our democracy and the promise of America, and hopefully that will be a good step.
That's right,
of
Project
making
Leroy.
it to another
Bussy
250
babbling.
years.
Yo, that's right, Michael. Look, he's up here. He's got his bussy open. And they keep showing that image of that girl. It's been proven that girl was non-FBA. That girl was a Caribbean immigrant. So I don't want them to keep trying to do this muddying of the water where they take this thin line and then they asphyxiate it to black people. Oh, look, this is the same thing as something that happened to black people back in the 1950s. No, it's not the fucking same. And stop playing in our damn faces. Yeah, he's a punk. That's right, Project Leroy. I told you all these people they brought over here now is punks. They done had the official tethers that just don't like us. Now they going with full-on punks. I've been telling y'all, a lot of all these people over here they've been letting in with this asylum, all of these people are punks. They are bussy toters. They got their ass tooted up in them offices so they could try to get some goddamn type of benefits. This is what I've been saying, man. Let's go back months ago when winter was, and that sister got jumped by them transgender Venezuelans or something out in Brooklyn. These people are all in this shit together. I keep telling you, there's a reason they keep trying to attach that LGBTQ shit to Black Americans do. But you're not playing us. We're not stupid. And some of your other Nabiscos, even though they still get it wrong, because they can't, they Nabiscos, y'all. They Nabiscos. There's a difference between them and us. Listen to this.
Can we stop calling those other kids Nolan Wells friends? Because what type of friend would leave another friend on an island that has no food, no water, no shelter? You need a private boat to get back and forth, and you leave him without his cell phone because it's on the boat. Then when you get back and you find out your friend is...
See, wait, the whole white people, they keep acting like this is an episode of Survivor Island. Who leaves a friend on an island with no shelter, no food? Nigga, that's not even the case. Who leaves a nigga on the island without their damn phone? That's the whole fucking case. Case closed. I don't leave my friends on a damn island, take their phone with me, delete they shit from their phone, don't answer their phone, make their mama have to use the Find My Phone app on their goddamn Apple phone or their goddamn iPad to find the damn phone, lawyer up, get rid of all my social media, lawyer up, and then we go silent. We don't know that. We give the parents the phone. We just don't know. We close the door. If that's not suspect, nigga, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you right now. Exactly.
is dead, you lawyer up, You go private on social media and nobody wants to say a word. If Nolan Wells was my friend, any of my friends, if that happened to them, I would be speaking out. I would be trying to find out what happened to my friend. I would not leave my friend on an island all alone and say, oh, well, they met up with some other people. No, you go home with who you came with. You're not going to leave your friend on some island with a bunch of other people. You say, get on the boat. We're all going back together. And then when your friend, it comes up dead and you have nothing to say because you're just going to lawyer up, that's not what a friend does. And you know what the worst part about Nolan Wells' situation? You know what the worst part about his death is? I don't think there's going to be justice. We're talking about Nolan Wells, a black young man against a bunch of white young people with money, sons and daughters of lawyers and judges. This we have seen over and over and over again. The script has been written thousands of times. Money talks, bullshit walks. That's what's going to happen in this case. The white people of privilege who have the money to get the big ticket lawyer are going to get off the hook every single time, regardless of what comes of this investigation. If there is foul play involved, which I don't know how you say at this point there isn't, they always jump to the conclusion that there's no foul play involved and black people are just hanging themselves on trees and let's just open and shut the case. This is the bullshit America in 2026. This is the bullshit of America that we've been having forever. Nolan Wells did not go out on a boat with his friends. He was not left on an island by his friends, and his friends did not return without Nolan. Nolan Wells had no friends that day because a friend would never do that to another friend.
Yeah, basically right there, but he still says some of the codified white supremacist language. That's why I play these videos, because I want us to be listening to them. Because a lot of these videos, this is on TikTok white. This is on the white people TikTok side. So I've got a lot of videos from white people. You know, the white people say, it's us, I'm talking to you. But I wanted y'all to hear how they talking. Even though they trying to play like they admonishing the other white people, you just got to listen to their language. Listen to this big old fat white Nabisco.
It's all about othering. I keep trying to say this and tell people this. Just apply the concept of othering to everything you see. Look,
he's telling y'all how
they don't leave one of
how
their
they
own
really be. They other
The
everything.
they don't
and
go
we
home
now othering motherfuckers
without confirming that one of their own is not on the island. One of their own isn't able to somehow end up face down in the water without anyone knowing. He wasn't one of their own. He might have thought he was one of their own. His parents might have thought that he was in the group. They may think that they're in the group.
I don't even think he thought he was one of them, because I'm seeing a lot of videos on TikTok with Nolan,
especially in rural white
Wells,
southern
real friends,
Mississippi, black people
they
are
all
the
black.
Others. They are treated as the others. They are viewed as something other than us, other than human. Even in situations like this, where you may be getting free meals, you may be the star of the football team, you may be getting invited to go on boats and go fishing. You may be getting your meals paid for, your plane tickets paid for by white people, but when push comes to shove, if you end up face down in the water, whether you were killed or you accidentally drowned, they're going to rally around each other. They're going to protect the group, even if it means you don't get justice. And right now, that's what they're doing. Those families, they've all shut down the social media accounts of those boys. I guarantee you they already have lawyers set aside, ready to go. They have already started working backdoor channels. Calls have been made to friends of theirs in the justice system. People are already bending the rules to cover up evidence or to make sure that certain things don't come to light and to protect the reputation of the family and those boys, whether they are innocent or guilty. The machine of white supremacy is already protecting them. It's already putting a blanket around them to ensure that they get to do what that young man Nolan will not get to do. And that is make it to adulthood unscathed.
Well, Michael, the best way to tell if somebody, because it's never really undercover. You can always see it. You can kind of smell it. That's why they don't like black people. We can sense it. We can sense it before it even happens. So there's no way around me. You know, some other black people may not sense it, but to me, the first way I can always tell if somebody who claiming they want to be my friend, particularly a white person or non-black person, I ask about reparations. The minute I ask about reparations is going to tell me everything I need to know. So yeah, if I ask somebody about reparations, Michael, that's going to show who they really are.
White supremacy will work to make sure that they get the absolute best outcome that they can possibly get.
Remember, everybody told us there was no white supremacy. Now everybody using the term white supremacy
in this
all
country.
the time.
There's no black power.
They told us there was
no
no white supremacy, but all the other white people using the term white supremacy.
Found innocent of a crime, to have their record expunged, to get a light sentence because their dad happens to know the DA.
Shit,
or has dinner every week.
His mama is a judge
already.
already.
The case.
It's
that's white supremacy
statements
in action.
That the media is using the statements from the judge
and there will probably
as
never
if
be
those
justice
are facts.
for that young black man. Who's gone? He's gone, man. His life
y'all
is
even
over.
get it? That all the stuff you've been hearing in the media are statements made from that white kid's mother who's a judge. And they're using her statements as if it's facts. So that means that kid came home and had a discussion with his mother. And now, because of she's gonna use the client something shit to keep from having to tell anything. Man, this shit is y'all don't understand. I've been trying to tell y'all, man, this shit is from the top up, from the bottom up, from the left up to the right, to the north, east, south, west, nowhere you go. All of this shit is white supremacy. It's all tied in all 9 levels of activity. Let's go with the Nolan Wells situation, which we know it has to do with something like sexuality, because guess what? There's other reports which the media ain't really focused on, is the fact that he was talking to a white girl, that one of the white boys that he was with had a crush on. But the white girl didn't like him. She liked Nolan. Yeah, client attorney privilege. And a lot of these damn Nabiscos, because I got white girls that I know and I talk to, and they tell me all the time, to this day, right now, all of them, they mention the same shit, that white guys ask them if they've been with a black guy. And I'm in Swirlville, Northern Virginia, Loudoun County. Everybody been out here swirling. It's not an unknown thing. It's a swirl capital. But like, unlike these other niggas, when getting caught up out in this world like that, I was able to keep my blackness. I never strayed away from not knowing that this person, even though I ain't fucking with them because they white, I know that they're white. See, a lot of black people never came to that term. They just start believing love is love, man. They hear that shit that white people say, dude, fucking love is fucking love, man. You fucking just love who you love. Then tell me why I see all these Asians out here with some of the worst dregs in white society. Why I see all these people just laid up with any type of white person they can get with. Yeah, Winsome Sears. That's Winsome Sears. She was trying to be the goddamn governor of Virginia, and she wondered why she was pushed back on. You was pushed back on, bitch, because you was telling niggas we need to get over slavery, we need to get over this, that, and the third, and we was like, who's this bitch that don't even use a hot comb? That's how most niggas in Virginia was looking at her like, this bitch don't got a hot comb. Her hair was all over the place. Niggas did not like a female impersonation of Frederick Douglass. Yeah, there's somebody for everybody, dude. Nah, nigga. Nah, that's what dusty niggas tell you. Yeah, Michael, that's a fact. You ain't gonna talk with your white counterpart about no goddamn reparations. I think I know for a fact I had a white girl that was down for reparations. She used to talk about reparations all the damn time. But that's one white girl in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of white girls all over. Because they have a lot of girls. If you ever had us, when I'm at work, I see white people, they come in, the dad's got like 50 fucking girls. Come on, dude. Fucking, all you people, man, you making it about fucking race all the time, dude. You notice it's always us being told to forget about race. Everybody else can walk around and get mad talking about they making pages where it's only for white people and all that. But niggas is told, hey, nigga, you need to get over that racisms, nigga. I don't push back against him, Michael. See, that's the thing right there. Whatever you doing in your bedroom or whatever you doing with your personal life, that's your personal life. That don't affect me, even if you are swirling like that. That don't fuck with your lineage. You still your lineage. And if you owe cash paid reparations, you owe cash paid reparations. Now, if that white significant other that you have is not happy with you getting money that's owed to you, I say kick them to the curb for many other reasons than just them being against your cash reparations. A nigga or a bitch who ain't happy with their man or woman getting the money that's owed to them, yeah, get the fuck on. Well, yeah, you got Asians and Hispanics over here now acting like, man, this is gonna come out of my taxes. The government pays it. The same way the government pays you people right now, Asians, Japanese, Mexican and Latino farm workers and stuff. You get a stipend and you get a sort of reparations right now. Asians, stop lying to me. All you musty on the goddamn reservation, goddamn drinking all the goddamn antifreeze, goddamn $5 Indians, you too get goddamn free money from the government. The government owes us. I don't give a damn what y'all say. We can go chop up the corporations, all that shit afterwards. But we had an active government that still exists and persists to this day. Which was incongruent with said other groups, states, local, town, village, municipalities to spread racism, discrimination, which is white supremacy against black people through redlining, through Jim Crow, through the prison to school pipeline. school to prison pipeline. All these things are part of the tools that they use to oppress us. Not because we anything like, because we're the only ones that can fight and bring down this tyrannistic system of white supremacy. That's right, Maxwell. They give all these people some type of reparation. Some of you people, your reparations is coming to this country. Indians, red dot, I'm talking specifically red dot Indians, Malaysians, Vietnamese, Cambodians. They have specific programs that are set aside for you and your other groups to succeed in this country. Black people are the only motherfuckers still actually bootstrapping. Call it whatever you want. Okay, you can make it all up all you fucking want. It's not going to change that these are the goddamn facts. I just asked the dude at my job because he was asking me, like, well, what makes you believe white supremacy exists? I said, well, tell me what non-levels of human activity that white people don't control. Yeah, he's still thinking about it. He's still thinking. I seen him at work today. He's like, man, I'm still thinking about that question. I still don't got an answer for you. Because you ain't going to be able to find an answer. Yeah. And then we going to spin the block on the corporation. Then we going to spin the block on the African. Since everybody want to be talking and putting their head in the goddamn pot. You want to put your head in the pot, nigga. Okay. We going to chop your head off then. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Maxwell. Y'all all want all this assistance and help, but you see black people getting reparations as a threat to you. Why? Because you know you will be on the bottom. See, this is about the race to the bottom. See, they have to create obstacles and all types of things in our way, just like they doing with me right now with my YouTube. They don't verify my identity, but yet I can't push the button to go ahead and finish that one part of my monetization off, which is weird to me. But that's what they do when you black. They're gonna drag it out. I'll get it done by my birthday, but they're gonna drag it out. That's what they always do. I already sent them an email today, so. Oh, the guy who asked me that question is a white guy. White guy. A white guy. He could be a white Latino. I don't know. That's one thing I know. I got a lot of people at my job that look white, but they got Latino last names and first names sometimes. Yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson been warned us about all this. Shout out Maxwell for show. I don't want to keep it too long. And I guess apparently they were doing something racist to our show Speed. I think I have a video up there. I might wait on that video till I can find the other part to it. Oh, Mike got it right here. It might be Donnie. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll throw that together. Throw that together. There you go. And anybody who's surprised at the racism from Argentina, right now, nigga, I still got that bridge in Brooklyn for sale. Maxwell, that part right there. That's exactly why. They could have been had free health care. They just don't want niggas to get it. I've been saying that. America will spite its fucking nose for its face. Because as long as niggas don't get it, they fine. It'll be a struggle forever. Yeah, niggas from Argentina, you should know they racist. I mean, come on, it's Argentina.
Right
All
at
the
FIFA,
Nazis
come over here and tell
there.
I Show Speed to go back home. Speed. Argentina is right at FIFA. Come over here, tell I Show Speed to go back
This
home.
was in Miami too. They was telling this nigga to go back home. Speed is from America, right? People tell me
now I can't even process this. You come from a country where the peso is depreciating, your central banks are depleted, right? With empanadas,
which we
being
supported
a fundamental
like,
part of the Argentina diet. You don't even know where you're gonna come across your next empanada. The financial situations in Argentina is so unstable right now. You're begging for outside countries to help you, begging America to buy your cows. You can't afford to be racist, especially as brokies. I wonder how many meals these people miss to make it to FIFA.
Yeah. Them niggas be over here moving a package. That's how them niggas get over here. Niggas got a package stuffed up they bussy hole. And well, here's the FIFA dude after those Argentinian
those two
people.
Argentina fans who racially abused IShowSpeed are now banned for life from every FIFA competition. On top of that, the Argentine Football Association will be
I didn't
those
know
two Argentina fans who racially.
Hold on, I didn't know I Show Speed is a damn official spokesman for the goddamn FIFA shit. So if he is FBA, there you go. Cause I don't know no FBA niggas who play soccer. Cause I had a bitch talking crazy. Theo the Truth got the bitch that was talking crazy about did we feel sad because we didn't have no country to root for. Bitch, we root for America. We from America. We're foundational Black Americans. Hey, Miss April Showers. How you doing, beloved? But anyway, he said them niggas gone.
Racially abused IShowSpeed are now banned for life from every FIFA competition. On top of that, the Argentine Football Association will be fined 2 million Swiss francs. The World Cup is built on fair competition, respect, and unity. But in 2 recent World Cup matches, IShowSpeed, an official FIFA content creator, was deliberately targeted with racist abuse. Honestly, I was heartbroken. After investigating the case, we've identified both people responsible, and I can promise you they'll never set foot inside another FIFA stadium again. This wasn't an isolated incident. In the recent Argentina versus Egypt match, Egypt head coach Hassan was also subjected to racist abuse from the stands. For years, I've pushed for stronger anti-racism policies because the World Cup belongs to everyone. Argentina has created some of the greatest moments in World Cup history, and that is exactly why its fans should be held to a higher standard. The moment anyone betrays the spirit of this game, we won't tolerate it, and we will never play favorites.
There you go. Argentina put on notice. Y'all niggas is fine. Your fans is banned for life. Oh, they on y'all ass. They on. And they said because y'all had such a rich history in the FIFA shit, y'all should be held to a higher standard. So let it be known to all the racist Argentinians, you're going to be fucked. Going back to that shitty ass Argentina, trying to get into a damn soccer game, and you can't because now you a piece of shit. Oh, that got to hurt. Yeah, I don't care about the World Cup. I don't even watch soccer. I got niggas that work like you. No, Breeze is football. Nigga is soccer. We don't call it football. Nigga come with a helmet and shoulder pads out here, nigga. Yeah, of course they don't. Of course they don't, because they don't even understand what the word lineage means, Michael. See, we would have to do a campaign where we explain to these people, and then they will all, when you explain it to them, they all get it. I've sat down with white supremacists many a times. They work at your job with you. You be right at your job with white supremacists, and you don't never take time to ask them these questions, especially the ones that be acting like they want to be your friend. If they want to be your friend, it shouldn't be a problem if I bring something up. Because if I'm a friend, right? If we're a friend, you should be able to care about my situation without causing some type of hostility. If we're friends. So you should be able to have that conversation. If a white person claims they want to be your friend, you should be able to talk to them about reparation. And when you explain it to them, I found out 9 times out of 10 when I explain it to the most conservative white person who act like they so conservative, when I explain it to them, oh, they be like, oh, just for y'all. I'm like, yeah. Because see, they mindset, they think they got to pay all the black people and everybody else in the world. And I'm like, no, you just got to pay black people in this country who are from this country. And then when they act like, well, how would we figure that out? I say, well, you white people. I watch you every day take down notes when you in this job and you meticulously storing notes. Now, what does that say? If you do that, what was your ancestors doing? Keeping goddamn notes. And so through all these notes, through our own records and death records and things of that nature, we've been able to find it. It's not that hard. Black people all over this country been able to find and track their records. Queen Latifah, recently, they just did, Henry Gates had Queen Latifah on there, and they tracked Queen Latifah people to 1735. So if Queen Latifah coming out of Jersey can track to 1735, I know my family tracking back. We already at the 17. I think my aunt last time she told me she's at 1765. That's just my family. So imagine all the other black people who, if you took the time and start researching, doing a little bit of research in your family, get the oldest grandparents you can get names and go from there. Try to go with great grandparents. That's what I did with how I started my whole shit out with my great grandmother. And she was still alive when I was born and existing in this world. She didn't die till like 1985. Yeah, there is no argument against our reparations. There isn't none. When you tell them and explain it to them, every white supremacist I explained it to them, they was like, well, damn, that makes a lot of sense. They'll sit there for a minute and then they be like, shit, that makes sense. I challenge all the white people at my job who claim like they want to be my friend. We gonna get that quiet conversation in the corner. Well, I'm be like, well, how you feel about reparations? I confront the tethers the same way. And they asking me, where are you from? What do you mean, where am I from? I pointed right down. I pointed right at the ground. I said, I'm from here, from this soil. They were all trying to like laugh at me like I thought I was crazy. No, you crazy. Everybody, we all gotta be nigga. Everybody went some fucking where. This whole idea that there was a whole fucking continent over here and there was no niggas. But we got white people who've been doing anthropology all up and down the East Coast, and everybody they find, they be like, damn, them are niggas. They keep saying it's not out of my motherfucking mouth, it's out of their own mouths. They're saying it. You know, they have this book that you can get every year out of Maine and like out of the East Coast. It's like a science thing. And on the new fucking because I get the shit through subscriptions. And on the new shit, they have the renaming of history in the Americas. That's what it's called. Because they have come through so much goddamn shit they done dug up. All these mounds and shit that y'all see around that don't look natural because Earth don't build mounds and shit. That's not natural. Well, they dug into these mounds, and what they found black people. They found black people after black people after black people after going through these mounds, all the way up from Maine through Vermont, all the way down into Virginia. They about to have a new thing this year with the Egypt on the Potomac out here in Virginia. They have this shit every year in Virginia, out here where I live. It's called Egypt on the Potomac. You can get on a boat and it takes you down. It shows you all these mounds, all these obelisks. Because we know that they got the obelisk in DC, but there's other obelisks along the Potomac River. Okay, Maxwell, be safe. You wasn't gonna receive no goddamn response from Graham Plattner. He's over there fighting all these goddamn grape charges. And he had a goddamn Nazi symbol tattooed on his body and tried to play like he didn't know what it was. Man, that white guy is up shit creek. He was already mud with real black people. You know, other black people, goofy niggas who like, we just gotta get Trump, like Trump ain't leaving. Like, there's a lot of niggas still thinking Trump ain't gonna leave. Trump is gonna leave. What up, Jesse? My first sign that Trump was gonna leave was nigga when I saw him yesterday. When they were talking to me, like, yeah, I just don't like the Iranians. They just don't listen. And that's one thing I know that stressed Trump out. Niggas that won't get his word. And so, yeah, Trump is going to get the fuck up out of Dodge. He's made a lot of money. He's going to get out and finally live the life he's been wanting. He's going to have infinite security. So that's another bill he can knock out of his goddamn budget. Word up. Motherfucking Trump, he gonna have to come to terms with that. That nigga. Look, they just put that nigga name on an airport last night. So yeah, that nigga is solidifying his shit. Yo, thank you, Jesse. You know what it is. It's officially on Sunday, but you know we getting it started tonight. My born day shit. So that's why I had to come on here and talk that shit. Here goes another usual suspect.
25-plus-year Plano ISD employee Paul Campbell of Dallas now charged in alleged on-campus sexual abuse of one of his students at Brinker Elementary. Plano police contacted by the second grader's parents over the holiday weekend.
The morning of July 4th, after an outcry that was made at home by a 8-year-old student of Mr. Campbell to the family members. The information that was provided from the child that made the outcry had been corroborated. Yes, ma'am.
The charge Campbell faces: continuous sexual abuse of a child, a first-degree felony. Police say the inappropriate physical contact happened multiple times on campus inside Brinker Elementary this past school year. When it started, still unclear. It's also unclear.
Shit, reparations, whatever. Give me my money.
Potential that there is more.
God damn. Of course there's going to be more. Of course. Of course there's going to be more. The dude is a damn pervert. And they had him around their damn children. It's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, we're going to get to these caustic tales of swirling. How does it do that? Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Oh shit, yo. Yo, thank the Most High though. Like I said, I'm creeping in on it on Sunday. I'm gonna thank the Most High. Like, damn, nigga, I made it through so much shit. I be thinking like, damn, I wish my wife was here. Like, god damn. But I'm grateful, man. I'm thankful to the Most High. I'm thankful to the Most High that He gave me a mind to set myself on good, orderly direction so I know how to stay out of ways to end up being unalive. Physically, spiritually, mentally, health wise. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he did say that. Well, I don't know. I have to see that. See, I don't turn away money. I'm not anti-money. I want all the monies. I'm the type of nigga, I want all the monies. Give me all the monies. So I would never just be like, yeah, only FBAs could come in here. Nigga, you got money? Come on, nigga. If you looking like Methany or Crystal Chad, I gotta be like, nah, nigga, you can't come up in here. or you looking like Antoine, you got extra ashy lips, nigga. You can't come in. You got on motherfucking diabolical Nikes in the flip flop form. Nigga, you can't come in. That's how I'm getting rid of niggas. I know this nigga did not just come in here, got on an Adidas short set with some Nikes on. Get that nigga out of here. He about to steal. I can tell, because if you ain't got your outfit matching, nigga, get up out of here. Nah, I wouldn't even say nothing like that. I wouldn't even be like, oh yeah. That's not black culture to be like that. We the type of people like, all right, come on, nigga, you can ride with us. That's us. We would never leave no nigga like, hey, nigga, your phone is over here, nigga. How we gonna leave you? Nigga, get this. This is what's gonna happen if it was black people on that thing. Hey, nigga, ain't nobody gonna be able to leave you. We can't leave, nigga. We gotta stay right here, cause nigga, I don't care what. Talking about he had boat damage. Did y'all hear that? That's the reason they left. They had boat damage. What do you mean? Then why y'all questioning his being drinking? Wouldn't her son be under scrutiny for drinking if they had boat damage? What? What for what? A car, cow dog, Tesla? What y'all talking about? Cars? Go ahead, sister. While we seeing what
This video is bringing receipts. The artifacts found throughout the Americas is undeniable proof of who the true Aboriginal people of the Americas are. The artifacts do not resemble in any way the people that the federal government chose to represent their government as the natives of America. Do you see the resemblance? Neither do I. Countless explorers and colonizers, including Christopher Columbus, notated who they first saw in the Americas, and definitely were not
Columbus
the
came
people
here,
who are considered
but
to be
when
the
he
natives
arrived,
of
he saw
the
niggas
Americas
too.
Today. Prior to the current natives being settled in the Americas by the federal government, the actual real melanated indigenous people who matched the artifacts were actually called Native Americans, and those Native Americans were called Negroes. An identity that the current government-appointed natives do not match whatsoever. ChatGPT also corroborated the fact that the indigenous peoples of the Americas do not come from the African continent, period.
There's plenty of proof that the indigenous people of the Americas are the foundational Black Americans. We were free men and women long before colonizers came.
Long before the colonizers. Because we got to keep reiterating that fact, because a lot of people want to keep dumping us in with Africans and all this shit. No, we ain't from Africa. We gonna bring our sister back about the whole out of Africa bullshit too, because we're not African. That's the biggest lie they've been telling you dumb niggas all your life. You've been looking you've been looking eastward, and you ain't been really getting no feeling from that shit. Yeah, I don't think Tesla gonna be no ally for no damn reparations.
I don't
Fuck
even
all
have
these
any
people.
words.
This is a case in
I'm
Squirrel.
not on Earth.
It's hard to put into words what Jasmine Kahn and Anthony.
So I don't know what type of dude her husband is, or whatever the baby daddy is, but he wasn't no like FBA. And secondly, these stories kind of stopped after the COVID because so much of it happened and people started realizing you couldn't put your kids. Yeah, he's like some Latino. You couldn't put your kids out here in these places. You have to be honest with yourself. You going to either have to watch your kid, where that means the other person got to get 2 jobs, and you got to actually be home watching the kid and making sure the home is right. So when at least that person come home, they can get some food. That's it.
Jasmine Kahn and Anthony Owens have been through. On Monday, June 29th, their 4-month-old baby, Troy May Elaine Kahn, was thrown to her death at a daycare in Claremont. Jasmine says she was at work when she got a call from the head of the child care facility telling her to come to Pomona Valley Hospital.
My child had bruises all over her body. Her head was fractured. That ain't just no throw.
That ain't just no throw.
I lost my daughter due to the negligence of this daycare.
And see, neither one of you had no family.
Troy May Elaine
You had no
was
family.
dropped off at what her parents believed was a safe, licensed home daycare in Claremont, California.
Drop-off was rather uneventful, and everything seemed normal. But a few hours later, everything changed forever. At around 11:30 that morning, Claremont police responded to reports of a medical emergency at the daycare. When officers arrived, investigators say they discovered that a 17-year-old juvenile had
You know what I'ma
allegedly
say?
thrown little Troy to the floor inside the home. Emergency responders immediately began life-saving efforts before transporting Troy
Ain't
to the
no
hospital.
one throw to
Once
the
at the
floor
hospital, doctors and
cause all
staff
them
worked
bruises.
diligently to save baby Troy. But despite their efforts, Troy passed away from her injuries. When Troy's mother, Jasmine Cohn, reached the hospital, she learned the extent of her daughter's injuries. According to Jasmine, baby Troy had suffered extensive trauma, including a fractured skull. Injuries that should have never happened in a licensed daycare where a baby should have been properly supervised. Troy's parents believe the daycare failed to keep their daughter safe. They believe their daughter was left unsupervised with the
That
teenager
is
inside
true,
the daycare.
Caldor.
Exactly why the 17-year-old was present remains unclear. The daycare was licensed to care for young children around 8 years old or younger. So Troy's family is questioning why an older teenager was there and what level of supervision was being provided. At this point, investigators have not publicly explained the circumstances surrounding the juvenile's presence. So for now, their questions remain unanswered. The teen who allegedly caused baby Troy's fatal injuries was taken into custody at the scene and later booked into Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall. Because he's considered a minor, authorities have not yet released his name.
Gotta be a Mexican
have been released.
or something.
According to court records and local reporting, the teenager has autism.
Because the fact that they ain't put him in real jail.
Whether his diagnosis
if it was a black
explains
kid,
what
they would
happened,
have put him in
but
real
they did
jail.
make a point of noting that he's autistic. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office filed a single count of murder against the juvenile. After he was arraigned in Superior Court, his case was transferred to juvenile court where the proceedings are ongoing. Now, because they are making a point of noting that he's autistic, that might be playing a factor in whether or not he's treated as an adult versus a juvenile for this count of murder. As far as the daycare, in the days following the tragedy, the home where the daycare operated appeared to have been vacated. Security cameras that had been previously visible were removed, and toys and childcare supplies were placed outside near a growing memorial honoring baby Troy. The property has since been listed for lease. It's unclear at this time if anyone else from the daycare will be charged with what happened to baby Troy in this fatal incident. So for now, the juvenile is the only one charged with murder or anything in this case involving baby Troy, and his case is proceeding through California's juvenile court system. Investigators said they are continuing to review exactly what happened inside that daycare that morning that led to the passing of baby Troy, and whether any additional responsibility may lie elsewhere. So as always, guys, I'll keep you posted if anything gets released, but we know that typically with juveniles, they don't release very many details. So if no one else gets charged, we may not find out exactly what happened to baby Troy. And as always, my condolences go out to anyone who knows and loves this family, and may they get justice for baby Troy.
There you go, man. This world is wicked as all hell. See that situation. Look, I'm not coming too hard down on her because she's swirling. I'm just saying, I wish she would have, you got to understand the score, y'all. You just got to really understand it. There's no way else I can tell you this but just to understand the score, Start heading down this path.
The family of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells is demanding answers. Wells, a college football player at Southwest Mississippi Community College, was last seen on the 4th of July, where he and friends hung out on Mississippi's Horn Island. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says he was last seen around 3 p.m. on Saturday and didn't return to the mainland with the rest of the group. Authorities say his phone and keys were found on that boat. Wells' mother, Christine Wansley, reported him missing that night.
Nobody saw them
After a two-day
keys
search, his body was recovered in the northwestern part of the island on Monday.
I think that a wave washed his body up onto the beach.
Brian Trasher is with the United Cajun Navy and helped with the search for Wells.
I wanted him to bring him back to his mother alive and well. I knew that the further we got away from the last time he was seen alive, the lower chances that would be.
The Sheriff's Office is calling this an active investigation. Wells' family has retained civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who, in a statement, called on investigators to pursue this case with urgency and transparency. Investigators are reviewing social media, searching for clues. Tracy Lampley coached Wells in high school and says he was beloved in the Mississippi community.
But I
just
worked
so
2 jobs.
overwhelmed, a kid with so much life, man, said so much potential, in the blink of an eye, everything changed.
Now, the county coroner tells CBS News that it could be weeks before the medical examiner's full report is completed. Attorney Crump says that his team will not rest until every aspect in terms of what happened to Nolan comes to light. Tony?
We'll look out for more info. Skylar, thank you.
Like, I would like to believe the shit was a mistake. I would love to believe that shit. But so far, them motherfuckers, the way they lawyered up, shut down all their social media so people can't see who they really are, that's all like red flags. That's red flags to me. What y'all think? What y'all think about that, family? What do y'all think about that? Nothing but red
The family
flags
of
for me.
18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells is demanding answers. Wells, a college football player at Southwest Mississippi Community College, was last seen on the 4th of July, where he and friends hung out on.
It just behooves me. Y'all got his phone, stuff on his phone, fucking go disappearing. And see, his mama knew to check that phone. But you know how women is. Shit. A woman know that goddamn phone. My mama, you can't play in a blood neighborhood, right, cow dog? Word up. Shit. You can't make this shit up, y'all. It's like, god damn. You got the other video of the little brother. Somebody done tricked him out there to swim, and he's out there stranded. And then, people was kind of getting at the white lady because she didn't really wait for him with the kayaking group. She kind of just, coaxed him to come on and attach on to the boats. Which, I mean, I don't know. She already had a bunch of looking like a bunch of wet dog kids up there. I don't know. This is why I say, people used to ask me all the time, okay, my daughters, they went to like schools with a lot of white people. And people would ask, can Kayla spend the night? Oh, no, she can't spend the night. She can't be with y'all without us. Because I always found it weird. You always trying to invite my child without me and my wife. All right, yeah, no. If you invite me and my wife to something where we bring our child, yes, that's quite appropriate because then I can be there. No, my child is not going nowhere. That's how it was. I mean, I know some people was like, damn, Breeze, you ain't let your... No, not with them. They went plenty of places with their black cousin. Yeah, it's a straight cover up. We already know. I'm just saying, my kids, I'm like, you can't go just hang with anybody. You just can't. And I knew which black cousins they couldn't go hang with. they mamas. Like, your mama be leaving y'all niggas in the house alone. But I knew I had good kids because I raised them. But I was a good kid too. But at some times you get that peer pressure. That peer pressure is real. Nah, cow dog. What happened? A brother and a baby. Oh damn! I'm gonna have to see what happened with that. I'm gonna have to see what happened with that. God damn!
Were y'all raised with
Cow dog
rules
just
that
brought us
nobody
some
ever
news.
explained? Mine were things like leave with who you came with, come back with who you came with. Don't let somebody your only ride home. Were things like, were y'all raised with rules that nobody ever explained? Mine were things like leave with who you.
See, this is the weird shit that she talking about, rules that were never explained to you. They didn't have to be explained to us. When my mother would say these certain things to me, you going out on my first night going out, when my mother would decide to let me go to a goddamn party that one of my friends was having. My mother was like, all right, y'all all going together. She said this to all my friends. All y'all going together, y'all better all come back together. And I was like, Mom, that's impossible because some of us might head off to their house before. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna let my mother. She's like, I'm talking about when y'all get back around this motherfucking area. Y'all all go somewhere together. You're going over to another town. Y'all all better come back from that town together. That's what my mother said. So all my friends knew that shit. Like, damn, I remember they looking at your mom is serious too. They niggas used to be scared of my mother. Niggas was scared of my mother. Nah, I don't even. I have to go back and watch The Bodyguard again. That's so long ago. I watched that with my mother. I ain't watched that shit in years. I would have to watch that again. I never liked those type of movies. I never really did. I really did. I'm just being honest. Probably the same way a white nigga didn't like when he saw movies where the black guy was getting all the white girls. I hated those type of movies where a white guy is saving somebody black. They always had that savior shit. But nigga, if you know The Bodyguard, that nigga caused it. He had this crazy nigga on him because he let the nigga go away years ago. Let her go. But anyway, we've all had these things where our parents told us, "Look, nigga, you don't." That's just being black, man.
Came with, come back with who you came with. Don't let somebody else be your only ride home. Let me know when you get there. Share your location. And if you look around and realize that you're the only black person there, leave or pay attention. Nobody ever sat me down and said, here's why we do this. Those were just the rules, you know? And the older I've gotten, the more I realize that those rules didn't come from paranoia. They came from history. Somebody, somewhere, learned those lessons the hard way. And then they made sure the rest of us didn't have to. In 1998, James Byrd Jr. accepted a ride from 3 white men in Jasper, Texas. They chained him to the back of a pickup truck and dragged him for miles until he died. Every black parent who heard that story added another rule. Be careful who you get in the car with. In 2013, 19-year-old Renisha McBride, who crashed her car right outside of Detroit, and she walked to a nearby house looking for help. But the homeowner shot her through the screen door. Another rule. Know how you're getting home before you ever leave, and make sure you have a plan B. Then there's Thelma
Nah, I don't
Osborne,
think so.
40
Whitney's
years old, Mama
character,
5.
from what I
She went to a
remember,
sleepover with
was
women
kind
that
of
she
like
knew.
just didn't want
She
to
was the
listen
only
to
black woman
nothing.
there, and the next morning she was dead. Her death was ruled an accident, but our family has spent years, I think we as a community have spent years, saying that we still have questions. But every black family heard another lesson. Be careful when you're the only one. Then 18-year-old Nolan Wells. He went to an island for the 4th of July with some of his friends. He was the only black person in the group. His friends came back, and he didn't. His body was found 2 days later. Now, the sheriff is saying there's no evidence of foul play.
Now, this is what I'm trying to say about these type of stories. This would be like crazy if all black people didn't have like a shared experience like this, like where we like, yeah, don't be with them. I've been with white boys and they start trying to flip the canoe, and you're like, nigga, what are you doing all that for? Not only the fact that you're doing that dumb, weird shit, if we do flip, we got all our equipment in here. If all that shit fall out, nigga, now you just causing us more problems. Even if I don't die from your so-called joke, I might die because I'm trapped on an island with a bunch of crazy white boys who let us lose all of our equipment, 45% of our equipment. Nah, not me. The brothers that were bodyguards for Whitney in real life, they were the real heroes. Shit, I wouldn't know what Whitney be doing. I'd have been too much in Whitney business. I'd have been like, leave that nigga. Nah, don't fuck with that nigga Bobby Brown. See, Whitney she would have been battling me because I was like, nah, leave that nigga Bobby Brown alone. Not to diss my nigga Bobby Brown. They have some wonderful children. But Bobby Brown was on that narcotic for sure. Yeah, cover that shit on Frontline. I was trying to figure out about that story. I'm looking it up now. He said electric forest. What? I forgot what he said. Electric forest. Father and baby. That shit crazy. Cause when you even just put that shit in, you get a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, I would have just told him leave that nigga Bobby alone.
And that the
I'm gonna
investigation
drop the link in a
indicates
minute, Miss
drowning,
April
but
Shower.
his family retained Ben Crump
Electric.
because they want every question answered. And now whether this was a tragic accident, which, or something else, I know exactly what happened in a lot of black households after that story broke. Parents started repeating the same rules that they had been repeating for generations. Leave with who you came with. Come back with who you came with. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I broke any one of those rules, that was my ass. And I think sometimes people hear our rules and assume that we're just expecting the worst from everybody around us. But that's not it. Yeah, there are some good people out there, but that's not what the rules are about. The rules are about
They got
understanding
me
if something goes
confused.
wrong. History has
They're
taught us we don't
saying
always
there's
get the
two.
benefit of the doubt. So we over-prepare. I'm 37 years old. My mother still has my location. Some of my friends have my location. My husband has my location. We check on each other. We make sure that nobody gets left behind. Not because we're paranoid, but because somebody loved us enough to pass down those rules before we needed them. And every generation just keeps adding a new one.
Okay, this is what Cal's talking about. They said there are two separate, unrelated incidents occurred at the Electric Forest Festival in Rothbury, Michigan, involving a newborn baby and an adult male. Police have not linked the two cases. They say death of a newborn on Sunday morning, June 28th, a sanitation worker found the body of a newborn baby in a portable toilet in the festival's camping area. Damn. Autopsy results determined the baby was born alive. Oh my God. As of July 10th, no arrests have been made, and a woman initially questioned by police was cleared as a suspect. The Michigan State Police are urging anyone with information to submit tips to the Michigan tip system. Then there was the death of Gerard Jackson in a separate incident on June 29th. 28-year-old Gerard Jackson from Illinois was reported missing after leaving the festival grounds. Police later found the body in a wooded area. Died by suicide. So he just left. He came out there to party, left, and committed suicide. Man, what? Man, they keep playing this suicide card so much, y'all. Oh my God. They really don't give a damn no more. They're just like, nigga, fuck you. Play right in your damn face. Let's keep it going.
They thought because somebody invited them over, laughed with them, played sports with them, that meant that those people understood their experience. Friendship doesn't automatically mean awareness, and proximity doesn't automatically mean protection. And parents, I want to tell you, this is not about telling your children who they thought because somebody invited them over, laughed with them, played sports with them, that meant that those people understood their experience. Friendship doesn't automatically mean awareness, and proximity doesn't automatically mean protection. And parents, I want to tell you, this is not about telling your children who they can and cannot be friends with. This is about making sure that your child understands who they are before the world tries to tell them who they are. Because sometimes we're so busy trying to get our child a seat at somebody else's table, we forget to ask what they had to give up to get there. Better schools mean nothing if your child loses their confidence. Better neighborhoods mean nothing if your child feels isolated. Protect your babies. Talk to your babies. Because the goal was never for our children to just survive in these spaces. The goal was for them to know their worth no matter what space they choose to walk into.
There you go. There you go. And yeah, look, I've been on TikTok when I got home from work because I go to work today before I decide, when I head out on everything I'm about to do. Had to go get a motherfucking fresh cut.
My son once brought a kid that he hasn't talked to since 4th grade to my home to charge his phone because it was going to die. I said, Eli, who's that boy? I haven't seen him before. I've never seen you hang out with him. He said, oh, me and him don't really talk, but he's seen me. And he was like, hey, Eli, do you have a charger? And I was like,
oh, yeah,
no, but I don't live too far from here. Like,
no white
charge your phone so you can get on the bus.
But what the
and
white
he brought
people
that boy to my house because his phone was going to die. And he didn't want him to get on the bus without having a working phone. I once was at Tyson's Corner Metro, and a group of teen boys was talking amongst themselves, joking and everything, and one of them strayed from the pack.
I remember my homie Joey.
Said,
he was cool. There's a couple of white people I went camping with.
All the way back to Largo, and we need to use a charger. I gave them my portable charger, and I said, you can keep it. They start going crazy, like we didn't won the freaking Super Bowl. They was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. They was so excited to get a charger from me, a stranger. And I figured they only asked me because I was the only black person on that platform at the time.
Tyson.
So they decided to ask me. But I'm here to tell you that no teenager is going anywhere without a working phone.
This is a mother telling y'all this.
Without having it on
Listen to this mother.
They're not going anywhere. So if you want to convince me that Nolan Wells gave his phone to his friends and said, nah, I'm cool, I don't even need my phone. I'm staying on this island without a phone, without a means to contact somebody, without a means to get on social media, without a means to use a camera or listen to music. You must think I am stupid as a mother. Because one thing I know a teenager is not doing is staying somewhere without a phone. It's not happening.
You can convince me that maybe a child might, maybe not an iPad kid, but not a teenager. Not a teenager. Play with somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Word up. My daughter went crazy. Hold on. I'm going to go out and come back in because this shit, I can tell it's already bugging. I wanted to do that after that. Yeah, because my daughter, she was bugging over her motherfucking phone. When we changed her shit and they was going to try to change her number, my daughter resisted that shit. That bitch was like, Yeah, it took us like a couple of days to get her number changed back to her original number. So that's just to let you know. My daughter was like pissed off. She was crazy about that shit. So you gotta think about that type of stuff when your children they not playing around with their phone. And as I told y'all early on in the beginning, your phone is now a part of your body. The police consider that a portion of your body. So when that woman stole Big Tigger's phone, she was in possession of his possession. That's a possession of him. So that's kind of like assault. I just was reading that shit like they actually gonna give her a charge of digital assault. I was like, God damn, see? Niggas always catch the first charges anyway. But where is that baby at? That's what I want to know. All y'all niggas claim y'all care about babies, but y'all ain't even thinking about, yeah, this bitch, Big Tigger wife is on warrant shit because nobody can find this baby that's missing from 7 years. While you over here fighting with Big Tigger, where's the damn baby? Nobody gonna answer that. Ain't nobody gonna answer that shit. Where's the goddamn baby? Why nobody can tell me where the baby at? Oh yeah. We got the one with the Asian roommate. I covered the shit where the Asian dude was poisoning his roommate for like years. Just poisoning that nigga. Slowly and the brother started realizing he knew something wasn't right every time he was around that motherfucker. You start putting two and two together. And this is what's fucked up. Because like that brother, my daughter just told me an incident like where she had like that, where she was like, she had a very rude African, do we have this bitch already right here? Oh, what? Why people always have that Munchausen disease? They always be harming their children. And so my daughter just had that type of problem dealing with a damn a nasty African roommate. That's what I'm trying to get out of there soon and be there. I'm be telling them people, I don't want no African daughter, please. Don't put nobody African in there. I'm gonna get in there and talk to the goddamn RAs, like Africans, please. Yeah, they all dangerous together. They all dangerous. See, when I used to hustle, and when I was just not just hustling, just like food and T-shirts and shit like that. when I was street hustling, when I was in the street, a lot of the niggas who was the plug that you had to go to was Asian, Hispanic, or white. That was the main plugs. You can go to some niggas might have a little bit of weight, but once you buy that nigga weight, that nigga's out of weight. Whereas you can go to the Asian and white nigga, you can go back to them niggas, but you can't go back to them so fast that them niggas is like starting to be like, yo, why you back so fast? Because when I used to get it in, I used to move that shit. Like I would move a pound in less than an hour. Like, oh, I will let niggas know that the candy shop is open, nigga. The store open, nigga. Come on through, nigga. This is as you starting to get to the iPhone 1. I'm like, shit, nigga, come through, nigga. The motherfuckers would show up quick, like, shit, nigga. Motherfuckers ain't had no weed in a long time, because you would have shit out here in Virginia called a drought. So you had the niggas who got money out here, they come in, they buy most of the weed real quick for themselves. Because you don't know if they reselling or what they doing. But, you know, you sticking with the prices for quarter pounds and ounces and shit. You like, here, nigga, that shit, a pound is going. I used to do 2 pounds in like an hour. Like, that should be rap. I be like, the store closed, nigga. I got 2 dubs left. And dubs, that's like something you have for a smoker nigga. But you had them niggas who were like, buy a dub and then smoke a blunt out of it and then still sell the rest of it for 20. And then when the person complained, like, man, why this bag so little? They were like, I got it from Breeze. Nigga be blaming you. I learned that shit real quick. Yo, look, this white guy ran into a goddamn an African ninja. Yeah, but even if I had my own black business, I would still have to deal with Asians, Latinos, white folks, all that, because that's what, when you're a business, when you really doing a business, you don't segregate your business because money is money. That's all it is, you know, because money is money. You got to get money. If you sitting around like, oh, I ain't let nobody in, that's what was killing the Nabiscos. We should have let that go on. Like, black people, the dumb niggas who started showing kindness and shopping from these broke ass Nabiscos, when we should have just been like, nah, let that nigga go out of business. And now we go buy that property, and now you got the business there. No, we were too nice. But this white guy, he ran into an African ninja, and she gave him the business. You got the wrong Uber.
The delivery driver says that he attacked her during a delivery, forcing her to use her keys to stab him.
I'm stabbing this man. He's saying, oh, this.
The delivery driver says that he attacked her during a delivery, forcing her to use her keys to stab him.
I'm stabbing this man. He's saying, oh, this feels good.
Police arrested Rick Painter after King called 911. Medics treated the injuries to his face before Atlanta police charged him with battery.
Battery? Seriously? You kidnapped me in the house.
Sonia King, a devout Muslim woman, had just completed her first DoorDash delivery and was leaving out the door when 6'2" Rick Painter asked her if she wanted a cash tip from Jesus.
And in the process of him going to his wallet, he said, oh, and by the way, I'm Jesus.
After Sonia heard Jesus, she broke out in a full sprint to try to get out of the house.
That's why he looked
Rick Painter grabbed her by the back of her headscarf.
I'm trying to walk out, and he's pulling me in, and he's grabbing me and trying to choke me with my own niqab.
And that's when the fight broke out, because after he began choking her out with her own scarf, 4'11" Sonia King was able to get one hand free and started gouging out his eyes. And after gaining a little separation, began using her Nissan car key to repeatedly stab the man over 100 times in his head and upper body.
I didn't want to kill him. I could have killed him. But I didn't, because I'm Muslim.
54-year-old Rick Turner, who was HIV positive at the time of the bloody attack, was arrested and eventually served 2 years behind bars. And Sonia King had to be prescribed HIV prevention medication after some of his blood mixed into a cut on her neck, but was luckily not infected.
Oh my God. Like, that is so fucking crazy, y'all. You gotta fight a crazed white supremacist killer, and he's got fucking HIV. Oh my God. She's so fucking lucky she made it the fuck out of there. But she made that nigga pay. Look at his ass, boy. She whooped the shit out of him. Shout out to that sister. I didn't ever listen to the whole story when I was getting it. Okay, that turned out to be a damn sister. She trying to be a Muslim. Shout out to that sister wearing that whole thing. You ain't supposed to be ugly under there, though. Just letting you know, bitch.
After Nolan Wells' death, a video of a black boy named Marquez has gone viral again, and people are realizing this kind of situation is not an isolated case. In the video, Marquez is near a river while other white kids pressure him to swim across. He clearly says he does not want. After Nolan Wells' death, a video of a black boy named Marquez has gone viral again, and people are realizing this kind of situation is not an isolated case. In the video, Marquez is near a river while other white kids pressure him to swim across. He clearly says he does not want to do it. He says he cannot swim well and is afraid he will drown. Even though he has a life jacket, the woman who later helped him said it looked too small. The other white kids can be heard mocking him and calling him scared. Some viewers said the clip felt even more disturbing after Nolan Wells was found dead following a trip with friends to Horn Island. A family passing by on paddleboards heard the voices first, then got closer and realized the situation was serious. The woman said the river had current and wind that day, and water can turn dangerous very quickly. She decided not to leave Marquez to cross alone. He held onto the back of their paddleboard, and they brought him safely across the river. Later, the woman said Marquez made it home safely and was okay. But the video started a bigger conversation online. Many people said this shows how peer pressure around water can become deadly. Others pointed out that the issue is not only race, but also knowing which friends are safe to be around. What do you think?
I'm being honest. That's what it is. I'm not tripping. I'm just telling you. I don't think Marquez even knew about the Nolan. The Marquez situation that happened before Nolan Wells. That's an old clip. That's something from like a year ago, 2 years ago. It's coming back up because it was on TikTok before. I remember when that was on TikTok because I was like, why is he out? I remember people saying, why is his mama letting him out there with them white people? Them kids clearly want him to drown. Everybody, I remember that's like an old video. So this video is 2 years prior to Nolan Wells. You would be hoping Nolan Wells would have learned from him, who is being scared. Like, I don't trust these kids. He says that when the white lady lets him get attached to her goddamn kayak and all that, and they bring him on to the little board that all the little kids is on. He's like, I don't trust them kids. And the other kids, apparently, who was on the board too, were with them kids too, because they start saying the same thing. Like, yeah, I don't trust them. They're not friendly. Yeah, it's Nolan. And it's without a D.
An Idaho mother who says that her twins died after routine vaccinations is now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder. Andrea Shaw says she took her 18-month-old twins to the doctor where they got 3 vaccines. An Idaho mother who says that her twins died after routine vaccinations is now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder. Andrea Shaw says she took her 18-month-old twins to the doctor where they got 3 vaccines. She says the next day they became so sick she took them to the emergency room. They were briefly treated and released. She says a week later she woke up to find that the children had died, and she believes that they died in their sleep. She is absolutely adamant that they died as a result of the vaccines. Medical experts insist that vaccines, these routine vaccines that children get, are safe. Law enforcement has a completely different theory. They believe Andrea Shaw killed her children, although they're not giving much detail about how they believe she did it. The indictment has very little detail. Law enforcement isn't commenting beyond saying that the charges come as a result of a lengthy and thorough investigation. Andrea Shaw's attorney told CNN that he was shocked when she was arrested, and they plan to fight this case. There are still many outstanding questions. We're working to get more information from law enforcement. We're also asking for the autopsies of the children. Andrea Shaw at this moment is in custody. She's on a $2 million bond. She is also about 2 weeks postpartum from a child she delivered via C-section. That child is now at home with Andrea's husband, that child's father. She's pleading not guilty.
Well, like I say, we shall see. We shall see. She'll show up with a goddamn bun, a fucking pair of glasses. Well, she's already got glasses on. They might try to come with her without her glasses. That's how crazy. Y'all don't even know, man. This shit is wicked. It's diabolical. What it do, y'all? Hope y'all having a great Friday night, getting y'all shit together. Just came from my shit looking fresh. Ooh, I'm gonna have a little video type shoot on my birthday. Y'all gonna see the videos. I'm gonna post it early. I'm gonna probably do it on Saturday, so I can post it on Sunday. Sunday I'm gonna be down at the car show for my birthday. And my homie was like, let's go smoke some cigars and eat some steaks. So we'll see what happens with that. Because I was going to come to Cali. But, yeah. Somebody acted crazy, so I ain't come.
Nolan Xavier Wells was 18 years old and by every account made each room he walked into better. On July 4th, he went to Horn Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast with a group of people he believed were his friends. According to current reporting, sometime around 3 p.m., those friends got back on the boat and left without him. His mother reported him missing at midnight and his body was found 2 days later in the water. The friends say they don't know what happened to him or why he stayed, but real friends tend to know these things. Investigators are currently leaning towards drowning as cause of death, without a timeline or any public questioning of the friends who left him there. The family has retained Ben Crump and is calling for a full, transparent investigation because right now, too many things don't add up. If history is any guide, without outside pressure, this case gets quietly closed as an accident and the family never gets real answers. Because this story fits a pattern we all know too well. Black people only make up 13% of the population in this country, and yet we account for 40% of all missing persons cases. There are 4 times more unsolved missing persons cases for Black Americans than for white Americans. And when we go missing, none of the media coverage, urgency, or resources actually matches the scale of what's happening to us. Nolan Wells deserved to come home, and his family deserves the truth about why he didn't. And the fact that they have to fight this hard to get it in 2026 tells you everything about how this country still values Black lives.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead, Angry Becky.
This video is for white people. When Gabby Petito went missing and her ex-boyfriend had no idea where she was and then eventually was nowhere to be found himself, everybody understood that that was suspicious because her ex-boyfriend had no... This video is for white people. When Gabby Petito went missing and her ex-boyfriend had no idea where she was and then eventually was nowhere to be found himself, everybody understood that that was suspicious because anytime somebody goes missing after being with specific people and then they suddenly have no idea what happened, and that person who is left behind ends up dead, that is wildly suspicious. In Gabby Petito's case, she was a young woman alone with a man. Dangerous. In Nolan Xavier Wells' case, he was a Black teenager out with all white friends. Now, a lot of you, when you hear that, get immediately defensive, angry, and that is what you're reacting to. Regardless of what actually happened to Nolan Xavier Wells, there is racism at the heart of this story, no matter what, because those white boys left their friend, and instead of trying to get answers for his family, are lawyering up and becoming silent. That alone, without any knowledge of what actually happened to Nolan Xavier Wells, says a lot about the character of the people who left him behind. We know this, and we also know that since the very beginning of this country, it has been a dangerous place to be Black. This is deeply embedded into the history of this country, and it is not new, and it has not gone away. There are realities that we live in. There are patterns that we recognize that we then apply to these situations. If you are a woman or somebody who listens to women, you knew what happened to Gabby Petito. If you are a Black woman or somebody who listens to Black women or somebody in a group of women friends, you know that what happened to Tamla Horsford doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you are a Black person, you understand the danger that Nolan Xavier Wells was in just by being out with a group of only white friends in Mississippi. What happened to Nolan Xavier Wells and what Carmelo Anthony was afraid would happen to him are linked. It's all part of the fabric of white supremacy and anti-Blackness in the United States of America. After repeated deaths of Black children over and over in the news, at the hands of non-Black people, at the hands of police. After all that, why is it so hard for you to just listen to what the people who've been in these positions are telling you? If Black people are repeatedly telling you they are raised to believe they may not be safe in these circumstances for this exact reason, and you say that's not true, that's not fair, what is it about you that thinks that all of these people are in some sort of conspiracy around racism? It's all theory to you. And you do not have the fucking character, integrity, or intelligence to take in that information from a group of other people and trust it. Because God forbid you look at who you are and the pain and suffering that you might have caused. So you have to look at a situation that is so very clearly fucked up, so very clearly shady. You have to look at it and say, but what if you guys are victimized? There's one fucking victim. He's dead. Everybody else is alive. If you want to live in a world where white people are not suspected of being dangerous to Black people, then stop being fucking dangerous to Black people. Do the work now to create that world, because it's not the one we live in.
Well, there you have it. Angry Becky, she is telling y'all the motherfucking truth. She said that this world is not as nice as y'all think it is. And she was particularly talking to white people. She said that in her own words, not me. We got a new song from Tether Radio 1 FBA Policy. Broken-hearted Tether.
time I wake up, it's with a broken heart. And every time I go to sleep, I'm hearing wild animal farts. Today I woke up
wild
on a
animal
pile
farts.
of hay. And just to get here, I have to walk 20 miles a day. I'm a broken-hearted tether. I wanna flee, I don't want a broken heart forever.
Yes, that was Broken Hearted Tether from Tether Radio 1 from FBA Policy. Tap into that brother on TikTok. Yeah, I know what it is. Broken Hearted Tether. God damn, FBA Policy. FBA Policy, you be killing me. My notifications go up immediately. I'm on them new Tether songs. I love the Godfrey joint. Shout out to FBA Policy. Yeah. And yo, Jesse, yo, Maxwell, did you hear when Shabaka thought you was like somebody else and that nigga went crazy? That shit had me die laughing. That nigga said, then go on somebody else, goddamn motherfucking. Channel. Oh, that shit was funny. That nigga Shabaka be going ballistic. That nigga be going ballistic. Oh my God. And they said, motherfucker, then go on some goddamn format, nigga. We don't need your bitch ass around here. That nigga Shabaka just be snapping. Like, no, Jesse, like, no. Yo, Jesse, you know, you was like that. You was like, yo, no, Shabaka, chill, nigga, that's Maxwell. Oh my God. It was the funniest shit. I was dying laughing like a motherfucker. Counters to that nigga Flash Gordon. Oh my God. Shit had me die laughing.
Day 2 of How We're Being Gaslit by the Nolan Wells coverage through a media literacy lens, starting with how the official narrative has already shifted. Share this video so... Day 2 of How We're Being Gaslit by the Nolan Wells coverage through a media literacy lens, starting with how the official narrative has already shifted. Share this video so others can learn to better consume news.
Authorities say Wells' friends left the island and he stayed behind and was supposed to take a different boat back to the mainland Saturday, but never did.
The friends' version of the story is now authorities' version of what happened, and the reporter is repeating it here. There's not an ounce of skepticism, not even consideration that the friends, the last people to see him alive, may not be the most credible source of information. Now, listen to how this next line is worded.
Investigators say they have no information at this time to indicate a crime was committed.
This is gaslighting. This isn't about whether they have information to indicate a crime was committed. It's about a death under suspicious circumstances. This framing serves to make you second guess whether it's even possible a crime was committed before it's been determined that there wasn't. This isn't about the reporter. This is about the news organizations owned by corporations committed to controlling the narrative and maintaining a specific narrative. Tag your favorite information-based content creators and independent journalists. The more people talk about this and share, the more we understand how media can be used for manipulation and we can better consume the news. I'm Janae Norman. I used to do the news. Now I just report the facts and uncomfortable truths.
Get your wig done right. his Nolan Wells' mother herself say that they did something with his Snapchat.
The boys were pulling up the location from Snapchat. So the Snapchat location looks completely different than the Life 360. Pulling up the location from The boys were pulling up the location from Snapchat. So the Snapchat location looks completely different than the Life 360 location. So when I pulled up Life 360, it was different. It was showing everywhere the phone had been. Like it had, I was like, well, it's showing that he's back on land. Like I'm not, he's like, but no, he didn't come back with us.
And then this video of this, you can hear an argument going where Nolan is saying, give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?
Yeah, take it. They took his phone. Do y'all hear that? That's from fake civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
But I do want to say this.
Give him my phone.
I would hope that any parent who, God forbid, would be in our situation, I would hope that you would do the same thing.
Just who she got around.
I would hope that you would ask for any help, receive any help to get answers, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want to know. We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home. Like that's our biggest thing. And we are so grateful to everyone, family, friends, classmates, United Cajun Navy, everybody that's assisted us. We appreciate you. There's not enough thank yous
Them niggas white supremacists.
that we could say or give to you. But I just, we just want to know. We want an honest, thorough investigation. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, his mama is off code. Off code like a motherfucker. Off code like a mother. Oh, they off code. Off code like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucking tree. Oh.
Hectic connections, ladies. You know we got something for y'all too. You know we got that. You feel me? You know we got you heard? Hectic connections, ladies. You know we got something for y'all too. You know we got that. You feel me? You know we got you heard? This for the ladies.
Oh, girl,
I should. If I could, I'll come right down there, out that hood. Out of the hood. Oh, girl, I should. Go and knock on wood, just like grandmama said, girl, you ain't good, you living good. Down in the mattress, when I look in your eyes,
you remind me of my favorite actors. First time I saw you, I did a backflip, tripping like a ghetto catnip. And everywhere you go, I'll be sure to follow.
I ain't always sure up tomorrow. I know I'm gonna need you. I'm sorry for the cheating. I'm sorry for making you scream.
I don't believe
I'm a
you.
usual suspect, like they keeping food on
the table, children eat, and I'm home now.
I ain't going every weekend. I love my cream. She get turned
by the peaches.
She make me stutter down when I'm thinking, man. You're my
my sugar-coated caramel ice cream chocolate chip. After this song, I should get a response to this. I know what we can do after we make it flip. You're my sunshine vacation trips, E-class whips, and not the ones they beat slaves with. You and me, BET, we famous, like still we stainless. When I got with you, you let me gameless. I couldn't talk, but I got you from Flatbush in East New York, the shot type.
East New York,
guys you like,
guys you like, yeah.
Cause I'm that guy you like.
Guy you like, yeah.
Wet you up every night.
Every night.
On the beach, you swing a Ep in the Lex G.
I'm gonna knock on wood, just like grandmama said, girl, you're living good. Right. You living good, girl.
So we actually, at the time of him being found, we had people in the air, we had boats on the water, we had boots on the ground, on land, on the mainland as well, looking in 3 different locations where people
now notice they keep calling this guy a rescuer. Notice, I want y'all to pay attention to that.
So we take into account
they keep saying the rescuer. Let's go back to the beginning. Even though we know he would, this is the Cajun Navy or whatever. He was not.
So we actually, at the time
notice
of
what
him
they
being
keep
found,
calling him, rescuer.
we had people in the air, we had boats on the water, we had boots on the ground, on land, on the mainland as well, looking in 3 different locations where
how do
people
you rescue somebody who's already dead?
That evening before, or that evening he came up missing. So we take into account everything, every tip, every, hey, go look here. We do that. We do it because we want to make sure we're providing all the resources
Nolan Wells,
that we possibly can, checking everything out, and letting the family know that, hey, every life matters.
His rescuer.
You know, it doesn't
notice
matter
they
race,
keep
creed, color, religion,
putting him in the
nationality.
name.
I don't care.
A rescuer.
We want to make sure that every family understands we're putting every bit of effort into it.
Then why are you bringing up race, creed, color, or whatever? Fuck out of here. And this for the niggas who wanted the African shit. My sister's gonna take us up out of here.
I posted a video saying how black people should stop calling themselves African American. And people were blowing me up in the comments. And the one thing I kept seeing over and over was people saying, but everything comes from Africa. Let's actually talk about that. Because that sounds real kumbaya on the surface. But the second you follow it all the way through, it falls apart. No matter what side you're on, stay with me. Because what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Let's use a little common sense. If everything comes from Africa, then even white people are African, right? If we're tracing all of humanity back to the continent of Africa, then every single person on this earth could be called African. Your white neighbor, African. The current president of France, African. The people who claim the Great Wall of China, African. The people who built the pyramids. Wait, they actually were African. But you see the problem. Nobody is walking around calling white Europeans Africans just because early humans migrated out of Africa 100,000 years ago. So why does that argument only show up when we, foundational black Americans, say we belong here in America instead of over in Africa? But let me be fair. Maybe people don't mean it for literally everybody. Maybe they just mean black people came from Africa, so that's their real home. Let's follow that logic all the way. Let's say a person is born in Nairobi, grew up in Nairobi, they speak Swahili, and now they moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Are they Americans now? Or does identity have to be earned through generations of history, culture, community, and contribution? You see, identity is not where humanity started. It's about lineage. It's about where your people went and what they built when they got there. Europeans ended up in Europe and adapted there. And after thousands of years, we call them Europeans. Even though, by your logic, their ancestors came from Africa too. Some Africans stayed on the continent. They built civilizations there. Empires, cultures, and kingdoms, and we call them Africans. That makes sense. Others left and populated the world. Now, foundational black Americans, even after all our ancestors endured, stayed here in America. We built here, invented here, cleared the land for national parks. We fought in every war for this country. We created art, music, food, style, and language that has become the backbone of what America is today. America as a country is 250 years old, and chattel slavery went on 246 years in this country. And if slavery slavery was abolished in 1865, that's at least an extra 160 years that indigenous black Americans were here building this country before it was even called America. What do we call people who came to a place and built it from the ground up? We usually put an N at the end of the country's name. Africa, African. America, American. We are Americans. Foundational black Americans. But this next part's gonna mess you up. But before I tell you, if you like what you're learning, go ahead and like the video and follow if you want to see more posts like this. So while people in my comments are telling us we're not African, they're white people born and raised in South Africa. 1 or 2 generations from a family that moved there permanently. And they call themselves African. But guess what? Nobody argues with them. Nobody shows up in their comments with a lesson about migration. Nobody says, but your great-grandparents came from Amsterdam. They're just African because that's where their families settled and built their home. So explain this to me. Why does that logic work for them, but not for us? Why can white South Africans claim Africa after 1 or 2 generations of building there? But we, foundational black Americans, can't claim America after generations of literal lineage, blood, sweat, and sacrifice we put into this soil. I'll tell you what I actually think. I don't think people commenting have a problem with logic because the math checks out. I think they have a problem with America. And I understand why you could be mad at it, but that's something you have to work out between you and this country because his story is not always accurate. Most foundational black Americans were indigenous free men before chattel slavery, and others became freed men after slavery ended. That's another part of what makes us foundational black Americans, not African. Drop a comment and tell me, do you think identity is about where humanity began or about what your people actually built over generations?
All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all have a great one. I appreciate everybody that came through tonight. We're just gonna break while we can. Hope you have a great one. I'll be back on here. We're gonna do a birthday joint. Y'all have a great one. Breeze Omega, just breeze them out. Y'all have a safe one, man. Love y'all. Stay safe this weekend.
Yeah. Pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. You know how the old folks say, oh Lord save me. By the way, give a little whiskey to the babies. Hot sauce, pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. Pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. You know how the old folks say, oh Lord save me. By the way, give a little whiskey to the babies. Hot sauce, pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. Yeah, pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. Yeah, grits and gravy. Grandma hold it down on the porch, barbecue, pig feet, pass me the hot sauce. Uncle Ben got a shotgun, double barrel, you won't pay the price. Living in the country living the life. New York City's my wife, downtown's my mistress. I love fried eggs, ham and biscuits, and cutlets drop, Cadillac convertibles, Lincolns. We cut off the top, the block, we run the streets. We set up shop, it's all gravy, grits and pork chops. We want cops, hops and barley, man. We see purple like Barney, man. It's funny how on farms there's pigs and chickens, and the streets got pigs and chickens. I ain't saying nothing wrong about cops and women, but if the shoe fits, wear it, y'all. You know the doggone bar ain't even scared of y'all. I'ma keep walking, I ain't scared to fall. When I know most of y'all scared to crawl. With the strength of a giant might scale a wall. Singing Negro hymns like Mahalia, y'all. Pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. You know how the old folks say, oh Lord save me. By the way, give a little whiskey to the babies. Hot sauce, pork rinds, grits, and gravy. The Hambo, have you heard? I put most of these herbs head straight to the curb. They went flipping the bird, you know, but I did it all with a banjo, straw hat, overalls, and a pair of sandals. Smoking Winston Lights, Salem's and Camels. Yelling, hurry up, boy, load up my ammo. Orange hat, jumpsuit, color of camel. 4-wheel, see if you can handle it. You ain't got fire, just enough to light a candle with. You ain't a builder, I wouldn't never hand you bricks. I hear them chirping. Without my pork rinds, grits, and gravy, I have a fit like a baby. Might even come around and have to pick up your lady and take her somewhere that's shady, but not under poplar trees and strange fruit. Part of the civil rights movement, I done found my roots. That's why I'm trying to find the truth. Only want that real shit when I come up and spit in the booth. Eat it up, regurgitate it, give it to you. Pork rinds, grits, and gravy. I see you at the barbecue. Yeah, I see you at the barbecue. Yeah. Pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. You know how the old folks say, oh Lord save me. By the way, give a little whiskey to the babies. Hot sauce, pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. Pork, rinds, grits, and gravy. You know how the old folks say, oh Lord save me. By the way, give a little whiskey to the babies. Hot sauce, pork, rinds, grits, and gravy.